Hello, my friends. God bless you. I hope you're having a great time. Uh, well, I know in this quarantine maybe you would like to go out, but definitely it's a very good time to be in family, to be reflecting about what's going on in the world, and to come back to the Bible and to prayer and trust the Lord. Uh, okay, let's come to the matter. Uh, it's so nice talking to you again. There was just like a week I didn't send a video. So this week I'm gonna send two video lessons because after these video lessons we're gonna have a quiz, right? The final quiz for phonetics and pronunciation 3. Now let's begin here. Just like we're gonna do a kind of like a review of the last things that we were seeing, and then we're gonna advance. Remember that there is a danger of stressing the wrong syllable in a word because we usually pronounce another word very different to the one that we want to pronounce. So it causes misconfusion. Let's begin just by reviewing. Remember this word and this word, right? Here, number one is Nobel. The second one is Nobel, right? And you see the schwa position changes here from Nobel. Nobel, the schwa is here, and Nobel. Now schwa is here, right? Nobel. So yes, when we have Nabel and Nabel, schwa position changes. Um, I will repeat Nabel. I want you to repeat after me. Nabel, where is schwa? Second syllable. Nabel. Nabel, Nabel, where is schwa? First syllable, right here. Okay, so let's repeat the sentence. He won the Nobel Prize for his Nobel effort. Very good. Then the second one is invalid, 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 invalid. I'm not going to read the definitions because we already saw this. So this is just like a review. I just want you to basically read the sentence after me. The invalid has an invalid permit. Again, the invalid has an invalid permit. Number 3 is personal and personnel. Personal, personnel. Okay. Some of the personnel have some personal problems. Repeat. Some of the personnel have some personal problems. Again, you see I'm just changing the position of schwa. Here I say personal, personal, so it's schwa. And no, there's a schwa here. Pair is schwa plus r. Here we've got a stress schwa plus r, or we call also a stress syllable just with short u plus r. And we have personnel, personnel, personnel. Okay. We also have schwa here and per. It's very reduced, so it's definitely schwa plus r. So repeat after me. Some of the personnel have some personal problems. Okay, the fourth one is kind of difficult. Don't worry, it's even difficult for native speakers because the pronunciation of those words are kind of tricky, right? Uh, so we say eligible, eligible. And the second one is eligible, eligible, eligible. Okay. You won't be eligible for that position if your handwriting is illegible. I'm gonna do it again. You won't be eligible for that position if your handwriting is illegible. Okay, yes, and now we come to number 5 here. Pronouns, pronouns, and pronouns. Pronouns and pronouns. So the first one we pronounce it like pronouns. But this one is pronouns. So we've got here schwa. Both of these ones are stressed, right? So repeat after me. Can you pronounce those pronouns correctly? Can you pronounce those pronouns correctly? Okay. Number 6. Comedy and committee. Comedy and committee. Absolutely, we say, repeat after me, the committee watched the committee. The committee, the committee watched the committee. Number 7, advantages, 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 advantages. So repeat after me. It would be advantageous to learn about the advantages of that method. Again, it would be advantageous to learn about the advantages of that method. I'm gonna do it a little slower. It would be advantageous to learn about the advantages of that method. Here we've got a very typical example of when we change schwa to short I. Yes, look at this. The first one is decade, decade. Some some dialects, I think in British English, they put here any a short I sound. They say e, decade, or they also say decay or decay. But in America, we always say de, right? Decade. And of course, the verb is different. Decade, decade, and it's in past, right? So repeat after me. The relationship has decayed in the past decade. The relationship has decayed in the past decade. Very good. Number 9, access, 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 access. Okay, number 9, do you have access to the access data? Do you have access to the access data? Remember that in this case, I'm pronouncing data because we're talking about the plural of datum, and I'm talking about gigabytes. When we talk about gigabytes, we usually pronounce it data, and that's the main difference that Americans do for pronouncing these two words, even though some of them just pronounce them interchangeably. Yeah, some of them just pronounce data for both of them and data for both of them. But the majority of Americans, I'm talking about 75%, according to some dictionaries, they just pronounce it like data when we're talking about the plural of datum, personal datum. So we say the plural is data, right? And also when we're talking about gigabytes. I'm talking about the number of kilobytes that you guys buy for a plan with your carrier. So we say data. Yeah, I just want to remind you about this. Let me see if I've got it here. Your names for our next activity, and I've got here. I'm gonna remind you that we spell medium. Okay, this word comes from Latin. Yeah, those are Latin words. It comes from Latin language, Latin roots. Sorry, you're gonna say, for example, that here we've got medium. The plural is media. You see? Right. You say bacterium. The plural is bacteria. Again, look at the way we just put it into English. Just like those are irregular plurals. And we also, of course, have datum. And then we've got data. Right? Just talking about the pronunciation of these words is kind of tricky. Some people would pronounce it data for both of them and data for both of them. That's what I'm saying. There is no like British version or American version here. What the majority of American people do is they pronounce data when we're talking about the plural of datum. Those are usually personal information, like the ones that we have in the CV paper, curriculum vitae. Uh, so we're talking about data there. Like we also say, uh, we're talking about database, right? We say data. But let's suppose you've got, for example, in my case, I've got a 15 I've got a 15 gigabytes data plan. So what I'm trying to say is that those are the gigabytes that I've got in my plan to surf the internet. That's different. So we say data. Uh, all right, let's continue here. Number 10, content, 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 content. Content, it's very weird. Not weird, that's not the word. It's archaic. That's the word. We don't usually say content anymore. We say joyful, we say happy, we say uh, in awe. Uh, okay, there are many other words. Even merry, right? But content is kind of Shakespearean English. It's like English coming from Shakespeare. If you read something from Shakespeare, like Hamlet or something in English, you're gonna find the word content a lot instead of happy. So we say, are you content with the content of that letter? Are you content with the content of that letter? Repeat after me. Are you content with the content of that letter? Are you content with the content of that letter? Okay, and here I remember I corrected this mistake, right? Let me see if you guys remember. Yes, it's the opposite. It's career. Career is the stress is here, and this is carrier. The stress is here. So let's check it. Uh, I'm just copying this from a book, but I just want you to notice that books also make mistakes. That's what teachers are for, right? So sometimes those are typos, or yeah, sometimes people skip those things. So repeat after me. It doesn't mean that we teachers don't make mistakes. We also make mistakes, right? We're just common, normal people. Everybody, even native speakers, make mistakes, but we are always there just to try to correct and do our best. Yes, doing our best is what as we're just trying to do today. I'm just reading that lots of my friends, my colleagues are trying to do their best, and I'm sure Melfi and Gloria are doing their best as they are also wonderful teachers. And I hope you guys take advantage of all the knowledge that they have for the things that they are explaining to you. So let's come back here. Number 11. He had a career working for an aircraft carrier. Repeat after me. He had a career working for an aircraft carrier. Again, just like slower. He had a career working for an aircraft carrier. And number 12. Discuss and discuss. Discuss, 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 discuss. The discuss throwers discussed the competition. The discuss throwers discussed the competition. Excellent, very good. I hope you guys, if you're just, this is just like a review. Right now, we're coming to the real thing. I think we also talked about this part, right? Anyway, I'm just gonna read it because I want you to understand that I'm gonna take the exam very similarly to what I'm gonna. We're gonna take a written exam, but this time the exam is in two different parts. We're gonna have a written exam, very similar to an exercise. We're gonna do it later here on the video. Yes, you're gonna do it with me, and I'm also gonna take this kind of discussion exam with very interesting questions like the ones I'm gonna give you for homework. So I think that maybe next Wednesday you're gonna have 8 days to prepare this. And I also remember there are some people who haven't talked to me about their pieces of news yet. So we're gonna have it in video conferences or through Skype or Zoom. It's very likely that we use this application. So I will inform on time next week about this. So I'm gonna read the three conversations that we've got here. Number one. If you want, you can stop it and you can repeat after me, right? Have you heard? The police caught the suspect. Do you mean the one who is suspected of robbing a bank? Second conversation. Yes, I heard that he had a criminal record. Oh, really? What crime was he convicted of? And third conversation. Those are just like three different parts of the same conversation. He's a drug addict who has been robbing banks to support his addiction. How many years do you think he will spend in prison? I want you to try to repeat it um, with the same intonation that I'm using. Also, we're gonna repeat this ones here again, talking about those words that have different intonation or different stress. Sorry. One, the singer wants to record a new record. Two, the drug addict is addicted to heroin. Three, he insulted me with a rude insult. Four, I would like to present all of the present members. Five, this permit permits you to park your car here. Six, they protested in the protest. Seven, do you object to this object? 8. The convict was convicted again. 9. I suspect that they caught the suspect. 10. They're gonna contest the results of the contest. Alright, very good. And this was one that we also did. I remember I sent it to you. You guys practice this one again. Remember the addition of W's and Y's here. If you can skip this part of the video, but I'm gonna read it very slowly so you guys can notice all the linking sounds that we're having there. Remember the rules: consonant to consonant when it's the same consonant, consonant to vowel when we're talking about stops, or vowel to vowel, the intrusion of W's and Y's, especially when we're talking about diphthongs. And
it's 8:30.
Oh yes. Okay, this is the real time. But I'm just sending this at a very different time later. Okay, and what was I saying? Sure. I also want you to pay attention to the way we just put some blending. Like you remember, I talked to you uh, about the TR transforming into CHR. Like for example, instead of pronouncing try, we say try or true. The DR is just like uh, JR. We don't say drive, we say drive or uh, drought, right? And also when we transform the T into a CH before the word you, right? For example, instead of saying I want you, we say I want you, right? Okay, my American accent. Repeat after me. I've been practicing the American accent for a while now. At first, it was kind of hard to keep track of all the rules and exceptions. I had no idea there was so much to learn. I've been practicing with the audio materials. It's somewhat easier to pronounce some of the sounds, but it's difficult to know how I sound to others. I think I'm getting better. One of the hardest things for me is to stress on syllables and to reduce certain others. When I ask my friends how I sound, they all say they hear a difference in my speech. My boss said that I am making progress and that I sound more and more like a native speaker. My clients are not asking me to repeat myself as much. It makes it all worthwhile. I won't stop practicing. Okay, you can just stop the video where you haven't promised. You can rewind it, you can play it again. Just so you guys until you do it, right? So this is advantageous about having this kind of video lessons because it's just like you're having your professor every single time at home. So you say today, for example, I'm gonna practice this part of the video, and I'm gonna do it just the same way Shavit did it. It doesn't matter if I'm gonna take like 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I'm gonna do it. So you practice and practice, and you're gonna see how your tone, how your we call the uh, your broadcast area is starting to work, right? And your muscle memory starts just like memorizing the position of a tone. That's really important. That's neurolinguistics. Remember, I've talked to you about this before. All right. Now we're coming to an exercise. I want you to prepare for next Wednesday. I repeat, I want you to prepare this exercise for next Wednesday. We're going to have a video conference at the same time of the class. As I know you guys are in quarantine, we can begin the class at 7, right? Uh, 7 o'clock p.m. So you go to one part of your houses where there is no noise. And okay, now if you want, if you agree when you're listening to this video, you agree in the group, we can do it later, right? Because maybe the internet at 7 is just like collapsing. Everybody's trying to talk at a time. Well, but we can do it like at, I don't know, 9, 10, if you want. But please, just agree and tell me in advance. Just like tell me next Friday or next Monday, so I can set up the time, right? Because I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you now a kind of exercise I've got for you. That's why I've got your names here. I don't know if you notice. Let's begin with Katia. Hi, Katia. I hope you're doing fine. I want to show you, Katia, what I want you to work on. There are these two questions, Katia, are for you, right? For a person you love deeply, would you be willing to move to a distant country knowing there would be a little chance of ever seeing your family and friends again? That's a very difficult question. The second question is this: if you knew there would be a nuclear war in 1 week, what would you do? Well, uh, okay, Katia, you've got for these two questions, you're gonna have 5 minutes to respond to me. Okay, you can use between 3 and 5 minutes to respond. Be careful because we're using here the second conditional. If you knew, right? So I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna use it with this one, for example. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I'm gonna use this one, for example. Given the ability to project yourself into the past but not return, would you do so? Where would you go and what would you try to accomplish if you knew you might change the course of history? Okay, well, if I know that you know what I'm gonna respond if I got the ability. If I ever got the ability to go into the past, I would go to the time where Jesus Christ came to earth, right? I just want to see him, how he was, how he taught, and I know I could learn a lot. And I wouldn't change any course of a history of humanity because everything that he did was perfect at that time. We are saved through his grace. Okay, okay. You see how I'm just working on this, and we can speak or talk about this for 3 or 5 minutes. Now, I want you to use 5 minutes in two questions or in two. So, Katya, 2 minutes and a half or 2 minutes and a half or 1 minute and a half, 1 minute and a half, minimum 3 minutes. I repeat, minimum 3 minutes, between 3 and 5 minutes. Please don't trespass the limit of 5 minutes because we're gonna have limited time at the conference, and I want everybody just paying attention to what the other person is doing. I've been doing conferences with my students through Zoom. That's fantastic. Okay. Uh, so next person is. Let's see. I'm gonna change the position of this thing right here. Okay, Vanessa. Vanessa, you're gonna be the second one, and this is your. These are your questions. I think Carlos. Carlos, George, Julie Beth. I think they already did it last trimester. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. But it was just like one question. I don't think it's the same question that you're going to have this time. So for Vanessa, would you have one of your fingers surgically removed if it somehow guaranteed immunity for all major diseases, like coronavirus, for example? Wow, very, very good question. Very caring question. Uh, and this one is also for you. You discover your wonderful 2-year-old daughter is because of a mishap at the hospital, not yours. Wow. Would you want to exchange a child to try to correct the mistake? Wow. To change your 2-year-old daughter. Well, that's up to you. A very difficult question. Julie Beth, these two ones for you, Julie Beth. This one. Would you accept 25 years of extraordinary happiness if it meant you would die at the end of the period? Wow, 25 years of great joy, happiness, wealth, everything you want to do, and then at the end of a period you die. Hmm. Well, how about this second question? Would you accept a job twice as good as your present one, twice as much money, and twice as fulfilling, given one condition of employment? You can never reveal anything about it to anyone you know. Well, that sounds like espionage, right? Like spies and stuff. Okay, KZ, this one is for you, KZ. These two ones, right? You are given the power to kill people. They would die a natural death and no one would suspect you. Are there any situations in which you would use this power? Please don't talk against Chavez. Say yes for the exams. Okay, no. And this one. Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? And I'm gonna add, why would you save that item? Remember, why would you save that item? That's for KZ. Oswald. Oswald. Okay, Osvaldo. This one is yours. If you were having difficulty in an important test and could safely cheat by looking at someone else's paper, would you do so? Wow! Osvaldo, I love this question for you. Great. And this one is also for you. Would you rather be extremely successful professionally and have a fairly ordinary private life, or have a very happy private life and only an ordinary professional life? Well, that's a well for me. It's a very easy decision. I mean, some people just like, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, it's a decision that you have to make, and you're gonna tell me why, Asful. The next person is George. Well, George, I hope you're watching this video. This is for you. These are your two questions. In front of you are 10 pistols, only one of which is loaded. For 1 million pounds, that's a lot of money. Would you pick one up, point it at your head, and press a trigger? If you survive, you keep the money. 1 million pounds. Wow. And next one is, if you could take a 1 month trip anywhere in the world and money were not a consideration, where would you go and what would you do? Any part of the world. Charles, Carlitos, this is for you. Charles, if you could script the basic plot for your dream you will have tonight, for the dream you will have tonight, what would the story be? And this is also for you, Charles. Would you be willing to become extremely ugly physically if it meant you would live for 500 years at any physical age you chose? Wow, a very interesting question. And Amy, hello. Hi, Amy Abdo. Amy, these two ones are for you. This one. Would you be willing to reduce your life expectancy by 5 years to become extremely attractive? I think I know your answer because you're a very mature person. Okay, and the other one is assuming that you had no children and felt the only way to have a family was to marry someone you didn't love. Would you be willing to do so? Just assuming. I know you have children, but assuming that you don't have children. Okay, very interesting question. It's very difficult question. You say, what a question. That's the activity. So you guys, I repeat, you're gonna talk to me for 5 minutes responding these two questions. You can use 2 minutes and 3 minutes. You can use 2 and 2 minutes, between 3 and 5 minutes. Please don't trespass the limit. And you're gonna respond to these questions just using second conditional. Remember, all these are hypothetical situations and we have to use a second conditional. Review the second conditional. Remember, we have to use a subjunctive form there, which is we the majority of the time we use the past of English verbs for the subjunctive in this conditional. So be careful with that, right? Let's continue with the class. Now, we're gonna have a different activity right now, like the one we're gonna have in the written exam. Pay close attention because we're gonna have this kind of activity on the exam, and then we're gonna go to another part that is called intonation. Today we're gonna begin intonation. This is the last part. If we have time, we can work on intonation in this video. But if I see that I'm just getting to 50 minutes, then I'm gonna stop the video and I'm gonna do another one because when we're just having this kind of long videos, it's very difficult to upload them to YouTube. So you guys, I hope you understand. If I divide the video into two parts, that would be much better, right? If I divide it into two parts. So let's try to do it here. This is the exercise. Oh gosh, yes. Look at this. We're gonna move all these things to English, right? Right. You can stop the video now, and you can stop now. Let's start now, like writing. Yeah, what we have here. Okay, I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes for each line. Yes, 2 minutes for each line. Let's begin here. I'm gonna use blue. So let's say like the old adage about finding true love goes, there are many. Second line. You can stop the video if you notice I'm going too fast, please. But the main intention of these videos is that you guys work with me. So that's why I want you to be alone in a quiet place. You can go to your room, to your bedroom, and if you have a studio, much better. But if you're just watching the video and you're just waiting for me to give you the answers, that's not the idea. That's senseless. That is it's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. So the main thing is that you guys work here. And for example, you can start the video now because Shabby talks a lot. I'm like a chatterbox. I'm catty chatty. But okay, yeah, you guys. So you start the video and then I'm gonna give you the answer, right? I'm just gonna wait for 1 more minute. Mm -hmm. So taking the idea back, there are plenty of fish. I'm gonna try to do it in capitals. Fish in the sea. So in here, in the digital world, where we have done these exercises many times, so you guys are experts in this. Let me see if you know what this is. Yes, cyber hacking. They're known known. I'm gonna diminish the size of the letters, so no, it's too much like that. In the digital world of cyber hacking, they're known. Third line. I'm gonna give you some more minutes. You can stop it if you think that I'm just like typing or I'm not giving you enough time. You got all the time you want. Now we're just gonna get like to 50 minutes, but if you see you just start stopping the video, it will take like 1 hour and 30 minutes, or maybe it could take like more than that. For the next video, when we finish the next video, I'm gonna give you like a paper on this. It's just like for you guys to do activities at home, right? And then I will show you during the conference the answers. They're known as, okay, no capital letter, as fish. A scamming tactic. Oh, yes, tactic. Used to trick people. What? People into revealing one more minute for you guys to do this. Wow, it's just the first paragraph and we're not done yet. There are 4 paragraphs. Sure. We have here confidential This is no capital information about their bank account. Comma, credit some 30 seconds now for you guys to work on this line. Yes, credit cards, comma, no capital letters, or other personal accounts, period. Oh, is look at this. This is really interesting. With Z, so we say these, right? Phishing attempts. First, schwa plus R, but this is stress schwa. First, we've got 30 more seconds to do the last line. Oh, when you see a red, a word in red, uh, we're not using the IPA there because those words are maybe not known for you or are complicated or are technical words. So I decided to put them in red, right? But we can also have a translation into the International Phonetic Alphabet. But okay, I decided just to leave it like that, to leave it out. But we're just in the line before the last one. 15 more seconds. This phishing attempts first. No C in capitals. Can't. How I know is can't. Okay, first, yeah, we don't have a T here, but remember, if there are some times we're not gonna use the T because we omit it, but it wouldn't be schwa. It would be what word it would be? Yes, this one. Sorry, what symbol it would be? Yes, this one. Can't. That's in negative form. So we reduce it here because it's affirmative. Can also reach you via SMS, just text message. I want to talk about this word via. We usually say via in America, but we can also say via, right? So it's the same. But the percentage of people who pronounce via is higher. It's like 70% of people pronounce via SMS, text message through a popular. And the last one is here. Yes. Oh, I forgot it. It should be in blue. So you guys don't get confused. Phishing, no capital F, like this. Scam, dubbed, smishing. When you say dubbed, we're always just like dubbed is like named, right? It's like a popular named, yeah, called. You guys say called. All right, very good. Let's read it completely. Like the old adage about finding true love goes, there are plenty of fish in the sea. In the digital world of cyber hacking, they're known as fish, a scamming tactic used to trick people into revealing confidential information about their bank account, credit card, or other personal accounts. These phishing attempts first can also reach you via SMS or text message through a popular phishing scam smashing. Okay, let's come to the next paragraph. You guys, you've got um, okay, this time I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes for all the paragraph. Okay, please. Oh God, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes here. I'm gonna turn off the air conditioner. I'm freezing. Whoa, it's really chilly here. Wow. 15 more seconds, or if you need more time, you can stop the video. Remember, the main thing is that you guys do these exercises before I show you the answers, because okay, as you can hear, I could, you see this U is different to this one, right? Do you remember the name of this one? This is the U as in put, right? And this one is the OO sound, right? A good general rule of thumb. Rule of thumb is like a general rule, right? It's the same for a text from someone you don't know is, oh, this K should be 9 capital. Is maybe you say, teacher, why do you use the schwa here? Because we pronounce it like that. I'm gonna pronounce it. Good general rule of thumb for a test from someone you don't know as you see, we just reduce it. We reduce it to schwa. Is to just ignore, sorry, ignore it or delete it. Says, be careful with this one. People usually just skip this one. It says. It says. Oh, sorry. No, Siri, I don't want you here. Stephen Cobb. Oh, sorry. Senior security.
It's 9 o'clock.
There we go. Security. Research at ESET. A company. Oh, again. It was me this time. Oh, sorry. A company that makes antivirus. And no capital letter. And internet. Yeah, some Americans don't pronounce this T, so internet security. Again, security. Yes. Software for business and individuals. No capital. Yours. Individuals worldwide. Let's see. So a good general rule of thumb for a test from someone you don't know is to just ignore it or delete it. Says Stephen Cobb, Senior Security Research at ESET, a company that makes antivirus and internet security software for business and individuals worldwide. Okay. Next paragraph. Oh, they're just, these two paragraphs are kind of short. So I'm gonna give you again 2 minutes for both of these paragraphs, right? Now I'm gonna give you less time, but you already know if you need more time, just stop the video and you're gonna have that time, right? Let's put it into blue. Well, we're just in 50 minutes now, so we're gonna cut it up here, and I'm gonna send the intonation video alone. Maybe it's gonna be just like 30 minutes with some other activities, and I'm gonna send it uh, tomorrow. So you guys, um, please work on this video. This, I think, blocking is an option if you're getting met sorry messages from the same capitals, the same source all the time, but the smarter criminals, which is there are some criminals that are not smart, will rotate the numbers they come from. This is incorrect. The period should be here. Right. And immediately we come to the next one. Redone for a list of the different types of smashing attacks you should. I'm just gonna decrease the the font size. Smashing attacks you should be capitals. Oh, come on. Aware of. And we're talking about phones. Here are 13 ways to do the same thing. To get better reception. I think we're missing an F here, right? Self reception in your home. Yes, I'm gonna sorry for this. Self reception in your home. Okay. Oh, what's this? Read on. Read on. Okay, no, yes. Read on means continue to read. Read on for a list of the different types of smishing attacks you should be aware of. And well, talking about phones, here are 13 ways to get better self-reception in your home. Okay. Yeah, this is just like I copied this from a from advertisement for propaganda. I just put it into a tool that I've got, and it transforms everything that they say here. Okay, so you guys, thank you so much for paying attention. It's so nice sending you this video. Remember, we're gonna continue with intonation, right? Next class, and I hope you guys are very interested in, sorry, in what we're doing right now. God bless you. May the Lord be with you. Protect yourself. Wash your hands many times. Don't get out of your house because we're in quarantine time. And praise the Lord. Pray a lot for the whole world because things are not easy these days. And read the Bible. That's always my recommendation. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.